Well, it's late afternoon, it's nice and fresh. We're on the south side of Hereford and we're at the entrance of the old SAS pistol range. Doesn't look much, but a lot of activity went on here for some years. Long forgotten now, but that's the pistol range. Let's go and take a look. I've been down there many times before. I used to sit down here, have a drink or two many years ago, and think about my dad. Many of you know that my dad served in the SAS for 22 years, and I've often thought about their practices here. All of them, all of the guys would have been using this range at one time, through the 70s and probably the early 80s as well. It's very dilapidated now. Bit of an urban explorer actually, guys. I'll tell you where we are. That way is Ross on Wye. That way is the River Wye. So we're effectively in the Wye Valley, and this is somewhat military history in the Wye Valley. Some of you may have seen my video on the old Rotherwas ammunition factory, which I posted I think around about 2016. But it's a fabulous video. It takes a look at one of the largest munitions factories in the country during the First World War. If you want to check the link out below and give it a whirl, I think you'll enjoy it. It's a really good video. It's quite fascinating. And this is very interesting in its own right. Alright, let's get in there. You can hear the crack of the weapons cracking away. Here's one side of the range. So a lot of special forces used this at one time. Many of which I was proud to know and still know. Family. Love them like family, you know. What does the regiment call it? What is it? Double tapping, isn't it? Now, for you peace-loving people out there, this isn't necessarily what you want to hear. But the truth of the matter is, my father, my Uncle Pete and my Uncle Len, they were SAS guys. And so, it was all about the regiment once upon a time. Apart from my grandparents who were farmers, of course, and all other people that to and fro from any one family. But it was a central influence at one time in my family, so you know, I honour them and respect the life they chose. Look at that, eh? That was formerly part of military infrastructure, special forces. The old Stirling Lines is literally a quarter of a mile from here. It's an estate now, called the Saxon Estate. This stuff can tear your clothing, so I'll go steady. There's not much to see in here. Not much to see at all. It was a room of some kind. Perhaps perhaps, you never know, perhaps it stored targets of human beings. It's going to be other human beings, isn't it? You wouldn't have had ammunition stored here. It's not a secure enough place. You'd have had possibly some maintenance gear in here. Glue even. You know, glue the targets onto the target board. Now you get some idea of the range from here, from this angle, because you got some of the firing huts there. Yeah, you got some of the huts in there. So what's that about? Is that about 25 meters? 25 meter range maybe, 30 meters? There's probably lots of lead weight in that sandbank. When you think about it, many thousands of rounds fired in the course of perfecting your technique. I'm not sure what weapons they would have used. I'm not familiar with them. Brownings, other models, German weapons, perhaps semi-automatic being fired from here. You can see a group of guys lined up there receiving their orders, or they're firing at will, who knows. I wonder if this range and the practice that took place here saved any lives. Well, that's what you practice for, isn't it? You know, not just to save another life, but to save your own life and to possibly take one. Yeah, it is the old it's the old sheds. Yeah, man, it's very basic. But here's where my dad and Lofty and say, I'll share some names with you: Jimmy Joint, Joe Locke, Jimmy Bond, Brummy Stokes, Pete Sherman, even de Billier. So Peter de la Billier possibly practiced here. Yeah. It's got history. This place has got history. Lofty Large. This is all my dad's era now. Lots of people. Pete Donkin. Mick Mason. Terry McLaughlin. Leslie Barker. Who else? Paddy O'Connor, who died in the Falklands. Yeah, probably all used this range and fired from here over to there. So this is what the SAS used to use once upon a time, guys. Simple facility, but a lot of hours practice spent on here. It's nice to come back and just to think about the activity that used to go on here. The camp, Stirling Lines, that's been knocked down now. They moved early 90s, mid 90s to Credden Hill. So they're on the other side of the city now. But this was their home once upon a time. Alright, that's it. Just a brief look at the pistol range, which is on the south side of the city, at the base of a hill called Dindor Hill. Here's Dindor Hill. Just through there. There's actually an Iron Age hill fort on the top there. That's Dindor Hill. Bear Grylls will no doubt be very proud because there's a permanent scout camp at the top there. Of course, he was part-time SAS as well, wasn't he? And that was my dream once, but it wasn't to be. And it was my brother's dream too. Alright, one last look. There you go. The old pistol range. I'll put up a list of weapons that might well have been used here. And if any of you guys have got any knowledge or awareness as to what pistol training is about, then let us know. Okay, that's it. The old SAS pistol range in the Wye Valley just outside of Hereford. If you like that brief look at some military history in the Wye Valley, give us a thumbs up, guys. Give this place a thumbs up. And if you want to comment, join in the debate. It's quite a bit said there actually. Please do comment below. You know me, I always get back to you. And if you want to subscribe and get more videos from me personally, don't forget to hit the button below. Alright guys, that's me from Hereford, from the old SAS range. Take care.